Whoa. This kind of light. My fucking Bluetooth finally connected correctly. Do. Oh, look at you. You look so happy. You look like a happy dog. Boy. You made a friend? Did you make a friend? I think you did make a little friend. Oh, look at you. Yo, what's up, MC Bacon? How's it hanging? MC Bacon. There you go. Zukov was having a little friend today. He decided to, once my neighbor right across the street was done doing his lawn, Zukov decided he wanted to hang out with him. So his other dog was outside chilling, and she came out, and those two were playing around for like 30-40 minutes, just having a time. So got a chance to chat with the neighbor for a little bit, kick it and all that stuff. And Zukov making a little friend with a little sheppy girl. So cute. It was just too adorable. I should have recorded at least like 30 seconds of it, because Zukov, being the most playful little dork ever, was the most silliest thing you could have ever seen. He's just so silly. Like, you kind of tell there was like a little half temptedness in his mind to be like, "Can I fuck you, please?" It's like, "Please, can I fuck you?" Yeah, it's like this like cute, playful ass way of being like, "I like you, I want to be friends with you, can I fuck you?" I mean, he wasn't actually doing any of that, like, you know, when it comes to like an amount of attempts or nothing, but he was just, all in all, just super playful. I felt like if they hung out around with each other enough, they probably would. Well, more so, he probably would, I should say. My neighbor has 9 kittens from 2 pregnant cats. Oh god. That's a nightmare. Because they had babies at the same time at the same place. Dude, what the fuck? So you have a cat that fucking like, you have 2 cats that are pregnant and they gave birth at the same time, or at least around the same time, and at the same area. Dude, what the fuck? You might be sitting across right. So which kittens are which? Well, I mean, okay, well, how about this? Just fucking, like, you know, when the kittens are in feeding, whichever kittens are being fed by which mama are the kittens of the mom, you know, are the kittens to that mama. Because the kittens aren't gonna go to, you know, not their mama, and their mama ain't gonna take a kitten that ain't theirs. So they switch between mamas. Oh, they switch between mamas? Oh, so the mamas are okay with each other. Okay. So they switch between mamas and the mamas are okay with it. That is actually kind of like shit. They've been taking turns between being mama. Oh my god. Dude, how in the fuck? Yeah, okay, that is difficult. It's like the kittens have 2 mamas, and it's like 9 kittens to 2 mamas. I mean, you know what? That's actually, I mean, honestly, I guess it doesn't matter at that point. I mean, it's just more of like a communal sense of raising the kittens. I mean, either way, I mean, if anything, all 9 of those kittens are going to be a little bit healthier and stronger, you know, probably, instead of just from one mama. Because, I mean, it's like, hey, there's not enough, you know, nips, you know, for me to, you know, like feed off of on this mama, well, there's the other mama. I still got, you know, I still got options. So, you know, there's not going to be a runt. You know, there's at least going to be, you know, a pretty decent variety of healthy kittens. So, I mean, it's honestly not a bad problem. I mean, you know, I guess at that point I wouldn't separate them. I'd just wait until the kittens are old enough, you know, to kind of be on their own and, you know, see if you can, you know, put them up for adoption or something. Especially when it comes to kittens, like, people love cats. People love kittens. I mean, when they see a little kitten, they're like, oh my god, it's so cute, and then they, you know, want to get it. So. Takes Phil's race trial. Yeah, it does.
And I really feel like it pushes a whole lot of people out. This is what I feel.
It's also kind of listening to Paul a little bit.
Beyond just being the worst debate, I think couching everything is an immediately adversarial conversation.
I actually was kind of like it when it was mentioned.
Adversarial, performative, kind of ritual.
He's talking about, like, debate bros, basically, you know, it's like, you know, this is actually something that's been on my crawl on my mind, too.
Even have a talk with somebody because they're afraid they're going to get owned in a debate. You know, I mean, we place so much importance in the conversation, like, not that those
honestly, like,
important things, but we've added.
My main issue with, like, these, like, debate bro types is not necessarily them, it's more so the fucking audiences that literally treat it like the WWF match that it is, you know, to their eyes. Because basically any actual, like, seriousness that you may put in when it comes to criticisms and problems you may have with pretty much anything that is espoused by those debate bros, it's just seen as like, what? Oh, what, getting desperate? You coping? Oh, are you just pro, like, what I hate? It's like, you know, basically just utter, just chimp like tribalism and shit. Destiny of Foster debate bros. It's not just them. I mean, it's people that even don't do debates either. Like Hassan, Adam something. Like, these people are also debate bros.
I don't. You know.
I mean, it's just like because they all do the same shit. It's like you don't necessarily have to be debating people, you know, left and right or some shit, or be on a panel to fucking be a debate bro.
Like if Kyle had done Chris was going to go at each other. I want us to eviscerate each other like a sacrificial man in front of the audience. I would have been like,
all my hardcore comedy anarchist friends hate the debate scene is see mostly sock dems because they are, and it's probably because they're right. And it's because a lot of the people in that whole debate scene are mostly just there for their own fucking aggrandizement.
That is something I would like to hear people talk about, especially the people.
Because, I mean, honestly, it's like, it's at a point where I'm actually legit just, like, unsubscribed, and to the point where I'm actually telling YouTube not to recommend me these fucking channels like Vosh or Adam something now, because it's just basically either fucking just outright liberalized neocon propaganda bullshit when it comes to things like the war in Ukraine, or just drama bullshit to try to undermine the fact that they're, you know, being a bunch of fucking, like, pro-war, hawkish fucking neocons and shit. And Vosh, honestly, has not had, you know, this whole war isn't the first time he's had these type of fucking ideas, so it's like I know for a fact he just has a very hyper-American-centric way of thinking on it. Which is, you know, where, so whenever the U.S. does, you know, do certain things, or other baddies around the world do shit, then it's up to the U.S. to do something.
Yeah, it's odd. It's just a very odd place to exist. I try and...
I mean, it's just like, there's no real sense of actually trying to have, like, a conversation. That's really the issue.
Framing when it comes to...
Which I think is also, like, a lot of, you know, issues that, you know, like, people like Paul have, which is definitely my fucking problem. It's like, whatever happened to just having a conversation? Stop watching Chud Logic, because covering news, he's started doing what he's been covering meaningless drama, and I don't have time for that anymore. I don't, yeah, I don't got time for meaningless drama bullshit. I just don't. Like, there's things, like, labor is, you know, like, there's too much on that front for me, you know, to just fill my fucking head of, you know, random drama bullshit. There's too much on, you know, the principles of, you know, pushing anti-war and being an advocate of, you know, anti-war principles and anti-imperialism, regardless of who's fucking doing it. Whether it's a response, you know, to another one's imperialism or enacting the imperialism first. A lot of once good YouTubers become drama streamers. Yeah, honestly. I mean, I think a few of them, if anything, have just really, like, I mean, kind of have been, but never used it as a focus. And now it is their focus. Instead of, like, you know, using it as, like, oh, yeah, you know, here's, like, a little side thing that's been kind of happening, you know, in between all this other important shit. And then you just, you know, kind of go for that for, like, 30 minutes, and then you discuss the important shit for, like, a few hours. That'd be, like, one thing. And if streamer, you know, if these debate bro streamer types were just doing that shit, I probably, like, I wouldn't give a fuck. If anything, I probably would tune into it just because it'd just be like, alright, I got, like, 30 minutes to kill to, you know, listen to this little rundown about some random bullshit. Okay, sure. You know, it'd be more like, you know, the empty-headed, like, I'm not really thinking about it, I'm just kind of listening to it, but still, 30 minutes is a little bit more, you know, willing to give than, like, an hour and a half of a fucking video discussing, like, some sort of drama garbage that no one but you and your fucking sycophants give a shit about. Like, do these people not know it's turned off? Like to average Joe folks like me, it's utterly a fucking turn off. USS died 30 years ago. Now Russia's imperialistic now, but no, because America bad, Russia good. Yeah, I'm sick of seeing that shit too, honestly. And also, the USSR, especially after Stalin's fall, also had its imperialism too. But I mean, it's just like, that's why I'm anti-imperialist, period. It's like, what, like, you can't obfuscate, you know, one's imperialism just because the other one's worse in your mind. It's like, yeah, I do think America's imperialism on a global scale, you know, fundamentally, when quantified, is worse than Russia's imperialism, but that doesn't negate the fact that Russia's imperialism, at least in the current moment, is bad and fucked up, and at least in the moment is worse than what US is doing concurrently right now. In the moment. But if we're going to be quantifying some shit here about, like, you know, the, like, you know, going back, you know, with all the context historically and everything, it's just like, no, it's America that's been the big baddie. I mean, but that doesn't justify Russia's baddiness either. Because guess what? Their imperialistic, fascistic garbage is just as bad. In a lot of ways. It's just like, fuck that shit. I just, like, it's so stupid to me.
Just be a conversation between friends, which is
like, I know, I keep forgetting the dude's name, but at least the dude's name on Twitch, but it's DG. Like, I know he's definitely a little bit more of a pro-Russia guy. Like, he's the pro-Russia dude that'll come in here every now and then, and it's just like, bro, why pick a fucking side in this shit? Like, at this point, like, it's like the only side I'm for is just for the fucking citizens and the people that are in those regions. Well, you know, Ukrainian, Russian beside. You know, so it's just like, what, we can't be for, you know, that shit while calling out the fucking problems and the atrocities that are happening, you know, across the board, including from the Russian side to even the Ukrainian side when they're doing some shit.
The world is misled. I don't really care what much things about this, that, or the other thing when it comes to this. The only way that I would see myself mention Bosch in this conversation is as an example of somebody who's ruining the word debate.
He has. Him and Destiny and so many others. Dylan Burns too. With his little hippy-dippy debate panels, because they're basically just little drama shows, little drama fiascos, where streamers can, you know, do their little debate bro, little hit points on each other.
Two people who agree on probably 95% of policy conservatively.
It's like a fat burrito. It is a fat burrito.
And that is, you know, why I try with my advocacy when I have these talks to start, and one of the things I talked to Kyle about, once again, I found another reason to bring up Daryl Davis during my conversation with Kyle a couple of days ago. And we discussed contact theory and its place within the union structure. Those things are important to me. Bringing people together who maybe have wholly different ideas socially, but that are benefited economically by a number of ideas. That's where contact theory can start to work. Bringing people together to advocate for their own best interests and not looking at your coworker as a stranger, and not relegating your coworker to this, that, or the other political stripe without ever working with them, without ever standing shoulder to shoulder with them.
Yeah.
That to me is what we as leftists should be fostering.
Sounds like some true consciousness right there.
If we're just going to take this 50-50 divided country and exclude 50% of them, like we don't try and make some sort of inroad with people who are ideologically different than us, we can't find some sort of commonality, we have no chance, man. We're just being played both ends against the middle.
The gridlock and gridlock that's been going on lately.
Yeah. And there's another thing too. I wanted to get to it with Kyle, but we ended up kind of getting to the end of the thing. We were on the road to it.
Actually, remember a couple days ago when I was at work, my coworker was telling me about this bumper sticker he saw that I thought was kind of funny, which I actually kind of thought was a little funny too. But it basically was, it pretty much like said like, I work so, like I'm working so that you don't have to, or something like that. Where essentially it's applying, it's just like I'm working and thus, being taxed, and it's going to social programs, and because you're not working, you're benefiting off of that, and I'm not. I'm working so you don't have to, it's kind of applying that, which I thought it was at least kind of amusing. But it's just like, it's actually kind of another example of like another one of these like type of divide things, where it's just like, you have people who, like me, are still working in this, an environment where there's a lot of heavy understaffing issues and a lot of, problems when it comes to, just productivity and work and just, the conditions overall. And it basically are left with, just kind of essentially left on their ass, and having to basically just, make do with, what we can and what we have and just hope for the best. But when there's always like, the, now hiring signs just constantly put up there, and it's like, well, why ain't no one, getting jobs? Well, because, it's like, well, could it be just the fact that, these fucking companies just aren't paying people enough? Because I definitely know a lot of people who would, quote unquote, rather work than not, so to speak. And, in a way, I'm kind of like that too, but not in this type of sense. Like, I'm willing to put in, like, work and stuff, but not for, like, someone else's fucking dole. In a sense that, like, for the boss. Because that's really where that fucking logic goes into. It's like, I'm working so the boss don't have to. He gets to make the money off of my shit. That's why I kind of find it amusing, because really it's, like, the messaging is just misguided. But that's kind of the point. It's meant to be a... Whoa! Took off! Took off! Took off! Hold on. Outside? Probably check it out. What? What is it? It was a nothing. So it says boof, boof, boof. Boof, boof, boof to nothing. It was something, but nothing important. But yeah, like honestly, a lot of that, whole like I am working so you don't have to type of idea has just been totally misguided and shit. Just because there is a lot of this elements of different talking points and different things that are essentially like, hey, here's how we can keep workers and the other class divided against each other and have like more animosity towards each other instead of being able to like kind of like be shoulder to shoulder and actually work together in a sense. And honestly, especially in this fucking country, it does work pretty well. And honestly, I mean, luckily that hasn't really been the case as much anymore. Like it seems like in a lot of ways that type of fucking position is really starting to shift, even to the people that are fucking working. Because like, I mean, I get it. Like, I know it ain't the fucking people that aren't working, getting some sort of unemployment or whatever the fuck that are the problem. I mean, if anything, they're far from it.
Non-voters are portrayed as people who don't care. I think that if you actually voters are portrayed as people who don't.
What you're gonna have? What?
I really hate how non-voters are portrayed as people who don't care. I think that if you actually talked to non-voters, you would.
Working would be a choice in my opinion. Yeah.
And don't feel.
Where it's like it's an option to potentially get yourself on a better leg up if you want. Because at least in that idea, everyone's already got like basic comfortable means to sustain themselves and live, where they don't necessarily have to fucking work to some drudgery shit to live their life. They could just live it, and if they want, they can do some other work if they wish and shit. Because I mean, obviously there's going to be still jobs out there and available that would be needed by man overall. I mean, still. But at least it wouldn't necessarily be much of a requirement, especially for fucking survival. Not a requirement, so sure might someone at least even a job system I believe enjoy would pursue passions. Yeah. And honestly, even if people want to like be quote lazy, mooch off the system, so what? Like what, they just like they're somebody who's not really wanting to do much and just kind of just be and chill. Whatever, fine. Like, I can sympathize with that sometimes. It's like, yeah, there's some days where I'm just like, yeah, I just kind of want to be here. Just kind of chill. Oh, no, we'll do something that. Just be, like, I mean, there's definitely days I'm feeling that. I mean, it's like, not all the time, though. There's definitely plenty of times, where I'm wanting to go out and do some shit. So, I mean, it all just kind of depends on the mood, though. But that's kind of the point. It'd be my choice at that point, wouldn't it?
But for those concerns in the electoral system. And if you don't address that, you can quote theory at me all day. And you can quote pragmatism at me all day, and utilitarianism at me all day. If you're not willing to address the fact that despite all of your efforts, I really don't feel like anybody that goes to Washington or to the state cares about me, then I'm not gonna vote. That's something that I hate, man. I hate.
Oh, but you just don't care.
No doubt, there are people that just don't give a fuck about politics. Don't want to. They're bored by it and they don't participate. I'm not saying those people don't exist, but I hate how that's the brush that everybody that doesn't vote gets painted with.
See, yeah.
People just don't give a shit.
I definitely get painted as I don't give a shit or I'm nihilistic or whatever, despite being the contrary.
It has something to do with the fact that they're constantly lied to.
In every revolution, there is one man or woman with a vision. Well, yeah.
Both parties are just playing ping pong.
Honestly, I won't be surprised if that quote goes farther back than Star Trek.
To do with the huge majority of people in the United States that are like me.
I mean, honestly, it's just like, I mean, one of the few times where I actually legit was kind of enthusiastic about voting was the first time Bernie was going around. And that was also the first round of voting that I was, going to be able to do, too. And honestly, it's just like,
very
yeah, I would prefer that, you know, I'd had him. But, you know, obviously there's going to be a mass dissolution. And, you know, in my mind, it was like, well, if there's no one like him or anyone who's going to be able to represent my ideas and values, like, you know, at least at the minimal that he was doing, then no.
And I really don't see any other type of...
Doesn't mean I don't give a shit. It means that I do give a shit. That, I mean, it should be just seen as the opposite.
The only thing that I see that doesn't have a litmus test for whether or not you believe this, that, or the other thing.
Because there isn't.
It's a distinctly leftist movement that is all-inclusive. And that's where I stack my chips. Because I realize that there's no way that you can mobilize just leftist workforces. There's no such thing in the world as a leftist workforce, not in the United States. So you've got to be able to reach your hand across the aisle and shake the hand of a person who might not like you very much. And you have to understand that part of the work that you're doing as a leftist is exposing people to...
Oh, no, it was. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, luckily I was too young. Well, not really old enough, I should say, to really know the true nuances of that shit. I mean, I was old enough to, like, think, oh, yeah, you know, he's probably better. You know, but I was a kid.
I think with labor, too, is like the biggest anti-union stuff is kind of centered around, like, oh, you don't have any freedom in a union. But really, you have the most freedom.
Right.
You can be an advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be an advocate for yourself.
And for others.
The people that work for you, and the people that work in your industry besides.
Mm-hmm.
You're not hampered
Even if just rank and file. Because every time I, you know, have gone up and been able to talk to the union and shit, I also talk, you know, for not just for people in my department, for everyone else too, if I know their stories about shit. Especially if this wage theft fucking thing I'm being heavily suspected of that's been going on. There's multiple people have been thinking and suspecting shit like that, especially lately.
Yeah, but I don't really
still
necessarily
won't say Obama was better than McCain and Romney.
Our political system is
yeah.
promote apathy in voters switching from one center-right party to a right-wing.
Even though he just made Romney's healthcare plan a federal mandate. So would he really have been better than Romney? Or was he just fucking Romney but with the Democrat label next to him? And a little more suave and not a fucking weird-ass Mormon.
Many people.
No.
That's a very academic word. It's going to shut a lot of ears.
Yeah. There really is. I'm not sure how to do it. There really is a distinct lack in the modern left to reach anybody that isn't in their little insular end group.
More Trump. I don't know about that.
Is tragic. And before, you know, people start fucking writing streets about me, I'm not talking about sitting and soaking up racist bullshit. I'm not talking about keeping your mouth shut. I'm talking about, like, willing yourself to have a conversation with these people.
I do.
Taking stock of what they disagree with you on and what they agree with you on. That's all.
I mean, fuck. Like, I do that in my own fucking workplace just because, I mean, they're my fellow co-workers, and especially when it comes to working together on issues that matter to us, especially directly. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need a chat with these people and talk with them. And there's definitely things I disagree with them on and shit. Mostly when it comes to things like social issues, but on economics, not really. We all seem to sing a very similar tune. Maybe it drifts off into different things a little bit, but relatively, it's about the same.
Right. And you may be shocked if you actually talk to some people gone and unreachable. I'm surprised almost every time I talk to somebody who considers themselves a hard right.
Same here.
Almost every time. Because I find
some of my fucking co-workers openly call themselves like conservatives or like conservative independents or shit like that, and even then it's like, really? Are you sure?
there's a bridge to be built there, and we're not gonna build it by shit flinging at each other, you know. And the idea is, you know,
Can you imagine a world where Sarah Palin was president?
you keep in mind Daryl Davis.
Yeah, Iron Skies.
Keep in mind contact hypothesis, which has shown unequivocally that
And honestly, in that world,
between people ideologically
as
are
dystopian as it sounds,
immensely shrunk.
I'm okay with that.
People work together for a common cause. Working together for commonality is the fertile ground in which racism, classism, bigotry, and hatred, all of that stuff goes to die. That's the graveyard of bigotry. Is people that don't agree working together. And
that is also true. If you get people that usually would probably vehemently disagree with each other for the most part in a room, and they have to figure some shit out and solve a problem, especially within like a certain amount of time,
small groups to talk.
there's very likelihood they're probably going to actually work together.
Most of us wouldn't even walk across the street to
Be like, hey, you both get $1 million if you could solve this problem within like 2 hours. You're both going to be stuck in this room, and you both vehemently disagree with each other. Go. I think after a while they're going to actually collaborate and work together because, one, there's actual incentive and it benefits both of them to work together.
was able to convince
And that guy actually build bridges to potentially,
people to
build more commonality and, if anything, actually, make compromise and devolve away, to a lot of some of the other dispositions that, the other person might have, especially when it comes to more bigoted ideas.
For Deaconburg 50, 67 Ku Klux Klan members, one person. Then what's our excuse?
Daryl Davis did way more than, that. He did fucking, 220 something.
Just racist because their dad was racist.
It's about breaking the chain.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily that they have these deeply held.
I mean, Daryl Davis is literally just an open fucking example of how contact theory works. Because if one person, could talk to potentially 1,000 something, KKK members, they convert 220 something of them. It's just like that, as much as that doesn't sound like a massive achievement, but at least on a major grand scale, when it comes to, I guess, memberships to KKK and all that, I mean, it still is huge, especially when you're one person. Because it kind of can show, if it's just one person that can make that type of influence, imagine if there was 1,000 Daryl Davises, doing that same type of shit.
All those things.
And then expand that to 500,000 or 1,000,000 Daryl Davises. Okay, that'll be a lot of Daryl Davises. 1,000,000 of them. But, but that's the idea. It's if one person can do that, imagine how many more of those same type of people can, make a change, when it comes to building bridges, with this type of thing, where there can be actual potential. Because I don't think that, all these type of fucking people are just TFGs. I mean, they definitely exist, but not, it's I mean, they're the minority of these minorities, in my mind.
They really honestly think that they're just going to bludgeon people into their way of thinking.
No.
They're going to name call and otherize until that person...
Dehumanize, and that's just how you get people change. Same thing with this Russia-Ukrainian war shit. Utterly dehumanizing Russians and shit and expecting and hoping that their fucking populace starts getting more, anti-Putin or something because of that. It's no. They're getting anti-Putin because of the fucking oppression of Putin and his government. Not because, the West is, doing something about it.
Did that really bridge a gap between me and you? Did that
the dehumanization of them probably is making them have more vitriol to the West.
To sympathize with me and you? Probably not. It probably made you feel immediately attacked and immediately justified in doubling down on whatever you disagree with me about. Now, I'm not trying to claim I'm, blameless in this. I'm just trying to have a conversation about what I see as a tactic that's horribly underutilized. Nobody wants to put in the time. Nobody wants to suck it up because you know what? Until you've done it a few times, this is another one of the problems. Nobody knew about Daryl Davis until years after he'd been doing what he was doing. He did what he did in complete and utter obscurity. Your average human being never even heard about what he was doing. And they hate that. It doesn't come with the accolades immediately. You got to put in 10, 15 years of work
Okay,
to start to get
so
noticed as a person who's doing
indica, sativa, or possibly
Nobody wants to do
salvia.
that.
I am not smoking salvia.
Nobody wants to do the hard work.
Salvia is fucking like, whoa, like that's like a psychedelic.
With the best vocabulary and the most descriptive ways to call a person stupid, and that's the victory plan. How stupid can I make these people feel until they agree with me? I know he was on there. I was just saying, it took years and years for him to get that elevated level of perception of what he was doing. It took years and years.
But it's mostly hybrids.
Even then,
I know the Jungle Mac I have right here is an indica hybrid. And I think this one, Sunday Driver, is mostly just a hybrid, but I think it's a little bit more sativa dominant. Salvia is something I don't recommend at all. Maybe run naked off a porch into a thorn bush. Well, goddamn. See, like, I wouldn't mind trying it, but I'm not gonna be anywhere near thorn bushes for one. And for two, like, I'm gonna be more like, you know, hey, let's go camping, and I find like a nice big open meadow so one of my sober friends make sure I don't run off in the woods or something.
Different fucking religious backgrounds. They're not a monolith down there, though. There's ground to be made, even amongst like really staunch and outspoken people. If you actually talk.
Oh, definitely.
People who are very like.
I mean, hell, I mean, it's anecdotal, but like when I was talking to some of my family about some of the history of the labor movement when I was visiting them last time, at least especially my cousins, the younger ones, yeah, my younger cousins and the younger parts of the family, they were a little bit more like, huh? What's this all about? I never heard about any of this, because obviously they're not, and one of my cousins, he is, who has, you know, this this like little ranch that he owns, that he's been building up, and he, you know, isn't like the most like heavily educated guy like in the world really by any means, but you know, like he, you know, but he's, because I remember telling him, it's like, you know, it's like, cause I remember at one point it's like, didn't really exactly understand all the words you're talking about, but it honestly does sound really interesting. I actually kind of like it. And I was just like, oh, well, honestly, at least a lot of the words aren't really too hard to understand once you get to know it. But I mean, just the fact that like there's an actual legit kind of like curiosity and interest, you know, just kind of shows that even just kind of like, hey, you know, if I'm like, because how it started, at least how one of the main conversations started is that my grandma looked at my pen of, that had the grave of Frank Little on it, and I've been trying to look for that pen for a while and misplaced it somewhere. but she saw and read it out loud of what said on there, and yeah, because it said Frank Little, who died in the hands of capitalists, who was slain by capitalists in the aid of his fellow man. And she was asking, who's Frank Little? And I was like, oh, he was a like an early labor agitator back in like the early 1900s, you know, on the grave, you know, because on his graveside, you know, his death I think was in 1918. And he was killed, well, not just killed, lynched in Montana by sheriffs and like private copper gun thugs for copper mines and shit that were out in fucking Montana. And because they were obviously very fervently against his unionization efforts for a lot of the copper mines and other mines that were in the area, and because of that, you know, wanted to shut him up, so they hired a couple of sheriffs that were on the dole of the companies and lynched him. So, I mean, it's just like, and I was, explaining it's like in, back then, because, working conditions and, the plight, when it came to a lot of workers, were so bad that, it got to the point where things did kind of get violent. I, eventually talked about Blair Mountain and a couple other different major events like that. And just kind of mentioned, just like, hey, this is, it's like just kind of some of the general history of it. And that's kind of where a lot of I think the words didn't come to understand, because I think a lot of it was more so about, the towns, or like these different, places, or like, or things like Wobblies, of the IWW. What's the demon's favorite metal genre? Satanic death metal? I don't know.
Republicans want to work 18 hours. Want people to work 18 hours in a coal mine for 16 cents an hour.
No.
There's a lot of Republicans that are working in those coal mines for 16 cents an hour, and let me be frank with you, none of them want to be making less than their worth.
And none of them wants to be making that at all. Satanic Panic. Wow. Wow.
The Amazon Union that recently passed in Staten Island is great, but it's such a tenuous situation, man. That wave needs to keep happening.
It will.
Because otherwise they're just going to find an excuse to
That's
shut that place down.
That's just going to keep echoing.
They'll just move it.
Like, oh, we have some structural thing or something, we gotta shut it down, or whatever it is.
Yep.
It can't be profitable, or whatever the fuck.
If there's not a concerted effort to continue the momentum of this, then I fear it will all be for naught. But I'm excited for
especially when it comes to the fight for labor, it takes multiple years, and it probably will still take some time, to really see a lot of the fruition to this type of shit, but it'll happen.
Stores, a couple of their centers.
They probably sacrifice, like, millions of dollars of productivity just to, like, do those captive meetings and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I also guarantee you that
Part of what
Amazon, like on their websites and stuff, are gonna like, hey, if there's like, problems with delivery services, or or anything like that, or things unable to be shipped in on time, you can blame the ALU, because this is what happens when a union gets in. They're just gonna do that type of shit, and it's just like the fucking mass amount of corporate propaganda is going to be pushed through this type of shit. Not like it's already been happening in the first place. It's just going to grow more and more and more. And it's going to get more venomous too as it goes along.
Scabbing over the wound. That's why you're called a scab. That's part of how unions get a concession. You believe the company. Fund resources. You believe the company.
What, Paul? What? I can't hear you over the Air Force.
Labor is expensive, but you have to make it more expensive to not pay for.
The Air Force says otherwise. What?
I really feel like, just in general, the left needs to have its labor IQ, because,
what if I did? What if I already did?
Gilded age levels.
What if I already did, yo? I mean,
like working an entire day away and not having enough to buy fucking food and shit. We're rapidly approaching, an analog to a period of time in America that was just bloody with worker revolution.
oh my god, I want to see that again so bad.
Right.
I mean, because honestly, it's going to come to that point. Especially when it comes to fucking housing and how much, like, food costs and shit.
No.
I mean, honestly, especially that I've been budgeting, because I'm saving up for my new gun. It's just like, fuck. It's getting ridiculous.
So we're rapidly
It's like, what? I can't, like, just...
housing.
And this is also, like, like, just a part...
Idea of
of what my savings already is. Like, I already have a savings, but instead of putting my money in the savings, I'm just, putting it on, like, a side savings, for this. So it's just like, and even then my savings ain't really shit. It's just like a little side cheddar to kind of help a little bit. So I comment on old episode of DFS Conspiracy Theories where the commentary said Paul's left-wing Alex Jones.
Congratulating them on that, and we've got to talk.
I mean, no.
Isn't even have the option.
I think he likes to entertain a lot of ideas, but I don't think he necessarily believes in those ideas when it comes to certain, like, conspiratorial thought. I mean, he's openly said that before. Like, he will say, like, yeah, I don't know, I'm willing to entertain the thought, but he won't, like, actually, like, believe in it. He just, be like, hey, I mean, like, don't you think, maybe this could be a possibility type of thing. It's like, I don't necessarily think, it happened, but, I wouldn't necessarily leave it off the table as a possibility, Especially these days. I mean, I don't necessarily blame him. I mean, I do the same shit. I mean, hell, like, some of my, ideas about how the whole fucking Ukrainian war started, can be considered somewhat conspiratorial, I suppose. Because I do think some of these far-right neo-Nazi groups, whether on the Russian or Ukrainian side, did exacerbate and add more of a justification because it's like, hey, look, violence, we got to intercede. Now we have a special military operation because, these Nazis are fucking coming at us. So it's like, I do think there is, like, some elements of that are at play, on top of all this other bullshit. How much of a role does it really play? Probably not a very significant one. But it does help reinforce the fucking justifications at the end of the day, doesn't it? Because if the whole idea is to, quote, denazify Ukraine, then, it does help to have some of these more neo-Nazistic fucking groups to be very heavily, like, militant and violent, skirmishing and fucking taking pot shots at you. As much as their own fucking far-right neo-Nazis doing the same. And then, recognize them as states and then be like, hey, look, they're being attacked. We're gonna defend their sovereignty now, that we just, declared, like, 2 days ago. So it's like, I mean, I do think there's at least, some of that at play.
That people are being reached. I don't. I think people are being shoved away at an ever-increasing pace.
These debate bro types, yeah. I mean, I'm fervently turned off by it. It's ridiculous. I mean, it feels like if these little debate bros are actually debating things that weren't drama bullshit, like, we're gonna debate bro our way through labor and shit, and, like, talk about, these different things, or, I mean, or not even necessarily, like, the stuff I specifically care about, like, whether it's, like, infrastructure, healthcare, or just legitimately, like, more politically tied issues that are more prevalent and more of a priority issue, given the circumstances of the world geopolitically, but, it doesn't get the views, though. Which, like, even then, it's like, I mean, you can use, like, some of that quote-unquote drama, and tie it into the politics. Because you could be like, oh, this person says, they were so progressive, but they fucking stab you in the back because they're not, the pro-labor guy or this, whatever. It's like, you could still fucking incite some bullshit. But at least it could be, a way to pressure them on a fucking political idea. Be like, oh, what, you're not for this? Boo! So I don't, it's like they're, even then, they're, it's like with their drama bullshit, they're not even being smart about it. They're just literally just being dumb, like, oh! Funny, all the history YouTubers I recently made a video, is Putin really evil, the Russian perspective? And it's not about pure Russian propaganda, Mr. Z. Wait, is this name really literally Mr. Z? Hold on.
Anybody argue that that's not the case for most people in this country? So that's what's driving it.
Well, there's I see music. Oh, Monsieur Z.
Whether or not it will be enough, whether it will be
Monsieur.
timely enough, or happen quick enough, I don't know. But all you have to do.
Oh, is Russia really the bad guy?
The owner class.
Putin's perspective.
Class to the point of, unsustainability in their lives.
Well, it does say.
Happened before.
Yeah, it does say Putin's perspective. So I mean. Wow, one of the first, 3 comments. Dear Lord, this comment's going to be a battlefield. Oh my Lord. Yeah. I started scrolling down just a little bit. Yeah, it's a fucking minefield. Jesus. Oh God, it looks like a minefield in there. Oh my God, it looks about as fucking intense as the fucking Russia-Ukrainian war itself in those comment sections. Like, holy shit. Okay, maybe a little too far. But, I mean, it looks intense in there. Like, oh God. Well, this dog gets knocked the fuck out. Bad take minefield, or... Not really bad take minefield, but you can tell that as soon as you... go into those comments, in the replies of those top comments, you're immediately gonna get it. Think of the first comments that are there as the battlefield, so to speak, and then the replies are the actual battles, within it. You know what I mean? It's each battlefield that you see, that it's just gonna be intense. Some of them are full on big on confrontations. Some of them are small little skirmishes here and there. It's just I mean, it's at this rate, it's oh boy, proceed with caution. Sleepy little puppy. A known Trump supporting Brit. So he's a right winger. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I might have seen his YouTube before, but never actually have full on watched his shit. So, but oh boy. Recommended another Gunbusters by Kalashnikov Group, the AKS 74U. I love this. It's okay. I mean, I know I'm honestly wondering how is the Kalashnikov Group YouTube channel still active. Considering they're literally a Russian company that has their, I guess because they just talk about the fucking guns. That's about it. They actually haven't posted anything in 6 months. So, nuclear wouldn't be so bad if it was just wear SPF 10,000, you'll be fine. Circa Adams something, 2022. The radiation dissipates within 3 days. Don't worry, guys. Sleepy baby. Whoa. Oh. Oh shit. Oh damn, we got some slap. Dude, they're slapping some drip. Dude, they're slapping some bars. Damn, bro, they're slapping some bars in this shit.
Летний день, мы снова в Оренбурге. Тачка заглохла, короче, бензин кончился или аккум. Большие планы на этот автомобиль мы решили посмотреть. Ее бронепробиваемость. Как, впрочем, это обычно в Оренбурге и бывает. Продолжение.
Random boom boom. I love just this random. I love just the mass like edits.
По просьбам зрителей, в новых разрушительных оружиях мы будем стрелять по железу. Сегодня у нас АКС-74.
Oh, look at that.
И одна консерва к нему.
Look at that nice big box of rounds. Just walking like a Chad, like I got the rounds, I got the AK, I'm good. I could probably make any weapon with an AK template. Yeah, you probably can. I'll prove it when I get one. Like when I get the parts, as I get the parts to upgrade my AK, like I'll do streams upgrading it, like right here. Like I don't give a fuck. Oh, look at all those rounds. Yeah. Wait, that'll be a 5.45. Not 7.62. By 39.
АКС-74У. Цинк патронов
Ooh.
5.45. Погнали.
There you go. Underslung GP25 grenade launcher. I mean, I probably could, but there's gonna be some probably insane heavy caveats as to what rounds I can use and shit, you know what I mean?
Вижу дым, дульник раскалился.
Uh-oh.
СМ где-то перевел на одиночный.
Oh, he switched to single fire somehow. I was about to be like, there's no way that thing was jamming already. It's like... it just has to select fire.
6 магазов.
It's just kind of going for it like a champ. Just bolts flying everywhere. Seems like an issue. Keeps hitting select fire. Into it still works like champ. Yeah. Same here. I've also seen AKs not work as much of a champ.
Его разорвало.
Oh wait, what? It went bust?
Прогорел.
I want to see that. Oh wait, right here. Whoa!
Прогорел дульник. Его разорвало.
Let's keep shooting it.
А, ну и все.
Oh, that was it? No way.
Они закрывают патронник. Все.
Wow.
Не сможет стрелять, потому что при взрыве дульника погнуло ствол, погнуло газовую камеру. И...
Oh, so that's what happened. It busted the fucking gas block.
Закончилось. Недолго музыка играла. Вот, взорвала дульник. А вот
Well, I was gonna go to bar with my friends tonight.
Сейчас она остынет.
No, we're going to the Rogue and then the King Club. Probably.
Попробуем стрелять без него.
I mean, man, damn, it's like it seems like every time it's like either like I'm not aware you're going, or when I am, I'm already going doing something else with my friends later. It's like son of a bitch. Because I would, I mean, if I wasn't going with my friends.
Probably won't be too late. Just make sure the store is locked.
Oh well.
Наш автомат остыл. Здесь видно раздутие. ДДК похож на бак.
Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, Jesus. That muzzle brake exploded.
И очень сильно легче. Попробуем разберем, посмотрим, что там произошло и как изогнулся
Piss
ствол.
on my clothes.
Возвратный механизм целый. Затвор. Без изменений.
Yeah, all that part's fine. It looked like it was mainly the gas block and the muzzle brake.
Небольшой люфт поршня. Грязь. Здесь тоже все целое. Снимем цевье. Так, накладку газовой трубки сняли.
So wait, is that how you actually take it off? You literally just like kind of like you just like shove it off. I feel like there's a little bit more disassembly needed to take that off.
Изменений.
Cigarettes.
Цевье расстегнулось. Попробуем снять.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, he's got some other shit he's doing there.
Парковка не двигается.
Clothes.
Ствол, если продолжать линию ствольной коробки, должен быть где-то вот на этом уровне. Он чуть ниже. Явно погнуло. Попробуем поставить затворную раму и посмотреть, как она будет без трубки ходить. Видите, да, насколько она не попадает в камеру.
Oh wow.
Попробую здесь об кусок трубы выгнуть ствол, может что-нибудь получится.
Yeah, that is warped. Probably just because it's a short barrel.
Ничего не получается.
Just bend the barrel, it's good now. Smash it, it'd be good.
Она клинит и не работает.
It's an AKS-74. You.
Давайте попробуем. Пробуем вот так сделать.
What? He's actually gonna fucking try to shoot it like that? Are you serious? Oh my god, these Russians. That sounds seriously significantly different.
Опять перекос. Патрон в патроннике. Но ее все равно перекашивает. Это уже не работа. А я оглох.
I've gone deaf.
In my room.
He's just like,
There's pissed all over my clean clothes.
oh shit.
Well, I know it was Mega's because she has to figure out how to open the door.
Oh.
Curly will open the door and go out. Bandit will open the door and go out. Mega's kind of like,
Where's the
I
cop go?
can't get out. I'll just piss on your clothes.
Wait, where does the cop go?
Oh, he's Curly's on the back of the couch.
Oh no, he's right there.
Bandit's
Well, I was wondering where he was, but he's right there.
curled up in Drew's dirty laundry.
Not surprised.
And Mega's is in her usual spot on the counter. So they're all present and accounted for and not in my room.
I mean, he's fine now. Like, he's okay. I mean, he's not, like, sick now at this point. And there were
Район
allergies.
моторного отсека. Я вижу здесь около 20 попаданий. В переднюю дверь пришло, наверное, с полсотни. Это не считая то, что есть в крыше.
We sprayed and played everywhere, and we still got a bunch of hits. See? It still works. Accuracy, comrade. This is accuracy, see?
И отсек
We
багажника.
hit target.
Тут опять борода затесался. Давай, вылезаем.
What the fuck?
Выходим.
What the fuck? What the
С
hell?
этой стороны большое количество рваных отверстий.
What the fuck was that?
Практически все, что попадало в багажник, в двери, проходило сквозь.
Like he had a literal mouthful of brass?
Здесь есть несколько следов на капоте, как они выходили снизу. Откроем капот. Здесь явных следов нет. Что бы ни писали эксперты в интернете,
That was the man's house he was just forced him out of.
За всю свою короткую, но
It's
яркую
like, damn it, we missed our actual target.
жизнь автомат не плевался, не выплевывал пули под ноги, четко посылал их в машину и пробивал эту машину насквозь. АТСУ хорошее оружие для своих целей. Если вы подумали, что АТСУ это все, что у нас есть, реактивная штурмовая граната РШГ-1.
I knew he was gonna launch that. As soon as I saw that, what is that? Oh, he's gonna blow it up. Boom! Boom booms. Yeah! Yeah! Explosion!
Взрыв реактивной штурмовой гранаты вот в
Another
этом
Russia sounds like gibberish on speakers, angry gibberish.
слегка изменил ее внешний вид. Погнул немного двери, эту чуть-чуть искорежил, буквально поцарапал краску. Двери на той стороне практически выгнул наружу. Лобовуха улетела на несколько метров. Это очень злая штука. Не попадайте под выстрел РШГ.
Don't get away with a rocket-propelled grenade. Yeah.
Но если вы думали, что одна РШГ это все, что у нас есть, то вы ошиблись. У нас есть вторая РШГ.
He has another one? So they're gonna shoot it again. Oh my god, yeah, that went boom boom. Oh my god, the top of it just flew away. Yeah, it's gone. Just like how Germans always sound angry. Oh yeah, there's like a fall on fire. Yeah, that kind of went boom boom. Oh, you sweet little thing. But that was more of like a Gunbusters and then like cameo of an awesome little like rocket propelled grenade thing going boom boom. Which is always fun. Can't go wrong with some boom booms. Big explosions and shit. Here, let. Punies of Russia call boom you. Wow. 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 The Humanist Report. Lol. Jordan Peterson nearly moved to tears by his own coherent point. I am just moved by the beauty of just what I've been able to understand of the fallibility of our man, and it's just I can't even do it. I can't. Oh god, I don't even know if I can do it. I don't even know if I can do it. Can I do it? Should we do it? Should we do this? Oh no, should we? Oh my god, look at him. What the fuck, dude? And this is our boy. This is like supposed to be like the self-help father like dude that is like that's supposed to be like, you know, the champion for like single and secure like white males or something like that. I don't know. It's just like, yo, what the fuck? Do it. I was gonna do it anyway. You know me, come on.
I have yet to see this clip, and I know I'm...
Is that fucking Andy? No. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm about to... Okay. Oh, sweet god. Oh no. Oh fuck. I instantly recognize that son of a bitch. Oh my fucking god. Ugh. I'd sooner give to Nick Fuentes than Jordan Peterson. I mean, true.
Just here from Bad Stats.
It is! I absolutely knew it. It was Andy No. Oh my god. I still want to bitch slap his fucking ass. Little pansy bitch.
Asks Jordan Peterson how psychology can explain why Antifa is so evil and bad. Jordan says it's revenge against God for the crime of being... Then he starts crying.
It's the revenge against God for the crime of being. The reason Antifa exists is because they want to go against the crime of being. The crime of being that God has given us. It's like, oh my god, dude, what a...
By this. I don't even know
What
how
a
to
little
this
sad
paragraph here.
fucking little shit.
There's a lot going on. This is only a 1 minute and 10-second clip, but I feel like this is going to be a bit of a beast to unpack. So without further ado, I will let them talk. And yeah, and for those of you who are unaware of who Andy Ngo is a fascist journalist. He's a fascist propagandist, to be a little bit more specific. So
Yeah, I was actually going to literally say the same thing. Like, I was tempted to pause it before he did. I was like, what? Let me guess. A fascist fucking propagandist that is a pseudo-journalist that literally, just smears the fucking label of journalism for his fucking narrative and agenda. Like, yeah. That's pretty accurate.
He is very explicitly pro-fa. So I love how he's going to try to get
Pro-fa.
Jordan Peterson to explain what's going on in someone's head
Don't do
when,
that.
they're against
do that, Mike.
fascism. I don't know, Andy, they're normal. I would assume that most good people are against fascism, if that's even like the context of the way that they discuss this, but based on the wording here. Anyways, I'll shut up and we'll watch it. I'm really excited about this.
Wanted to ask you about based on your knowledge, your background, your clinical experience. What is the psychology of this mob violence? When I see it, I don't even recognize some of these. They seem animalistic, is what I mean.
Animalistic.
No, they're worse than animals.
Worse
than animals, because animals, they just kill to eat, Human beings, they have a twist in them that makes them far worse than animals when they really get going. Well, I think you really want to know what I think? I think it's revenge against God for the crime of being.
What does that even mean? Okay, so we're
Oh my god. What? What? What is just that weird, incoherent babble? On top of that, what is also this weird fucking warped fucking, dehumanizing, but yet trying to, perceive yourself as, some sort of hoity-toity, ivory tower sitting son of a bitch when you literally look like a fucking disheveled alcoholic? I mean, it's just It's worse the animals, huh? Okay.
the mob mentality when it comes to political groups. In this instance, Antifa, because Antifa has made it his mission to condemn people who don't like fascism. In other words, people who are normal. And Jordan Peterson's response is, it's a crime against God for being... I don't even know where to begin to break that down.
To get going. Well, I think you really want to know what I think? I think
It's like he said, you really want to know what I think?
You want to know what I really think? Oh my goodness.
So here we go. And then he drops some incoherent ass shit that I don't know what the fuck means.
against God for the crime of being.
I don't even know what that means.
What the hell are we going to do without men?
This motherfucker is so stupid. How do people take him seriously? I genuinely don't understand
God.
why this person is popular. I get
I
the
don't.
self-help thing, but I feel like he needs help himself, right?
I mean, honestly, the self-help shit just seems like projection at this point, and he doesn't even focus on that anymore. Like, that's what he was doing. Like, that ain't what he's about anymore. He's just, like, this weird-ass fucking, like, propagandist that seems like, you know, that is, honestly, at this point, just, like, not mentally stable because of, you know, his fucking benzo addiction and shit that he honestly supposedly recovered from because he was also in a fucking coma in Russia for some reason because of that. I mean, also literally eating nothing but meat and basically, like, eschewing, like, any fucking, like, vegetable plant matter, you know, within his diet. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, he's legitimately, like, not a healthy fucking person or stable at all. But, yeah, he wants to try to, like, tell others how, like, it's like the whole weird-ass, like, oh, clean your room, bucko. It's like, you you literally like need to clean up your fucking life. Like, I mean, you should be the first one doing that, you fuck. Like, he's literally just a projector of like what he espouses. Like, you know, he tells you to clean your room, but his room, and not just his room, but his own fucking like life in itself is a fucking disheveled, shattered mess. But oh, you know, he wants to try to fucking like make claims and, you know, a baseless assumptions and incoherent ramblings about like, you know, how the fucking world is, and everyone's just like, oh yes, ponders over it. Well, I guess, you know, anyone who happens to be more of like a fascist adjacent, like weird traditionalist, conservative type, you know, freakazoid, just like fucking Andy No over here.
Give you some advice. I've got 12 steps. Clean your room. That's number one. Stop being so overly emotional. Chill out. Smoke some pot. Don't do the whole all meat diet thing, because that's not good, and you're gonna take some massive shits that are going to literally tear your asshole apart if you do that. Stop surrounding yourself with reactionaries. I don't know. Just fucking play video games and chill, dude.
That's really what I think.
Wow,
It's
so
Cain.
profound.
And Cain and Abel. It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death?
He's so stupid.
I don't even think that's how the story went.
Oh God, how do you like that, God? If I beat the shit out of Cain, God? Nope. I'm an Abel person, God. I genuinely am confused. I remember the story of Cain and Abel when I was indoctrinated into Christianity.
Same here.
But I don't remember the specifics. I know that one of them killed the other one. I actually don't even remember more than that, but one of them killed the other. But, you know, you can be like, yo, Cain. Fuck you, Cain. How about that, God? How do you like that? I feel like all of this is extremely incoherent, and I'm trying to be a little bit more deeper, go below the surface here and try to extract some value out of what he's saying. But I genuinely think he's just talking out of his ass right now, and there's no actual thesis. Like, what's the point? What's the main takeaway from this?
Nothing.
At this point, I don't know. We'll watch it again, right? Because I keep pausing it and fucking it up. But we'll watch it again. But so Cain killed Abel after Abel was said to be the better brother. Okay. Thank you for the refresher. It's been a while since I've read the story of Cain and Abel. But okay.
Yeah, I know it goes something like that.
How do you feel
All my
about that,
sacrifices
God?
went unrewarded. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
that's what it is at the bottom of the hell of things.
Why?
He's fucking like whimpering too. He was just like, that's what you see at the bottom of the heap. It's like, oh my God, you simpering little bitch, dude. Like, how can anyone just see him as nothing more than just mentally unstable? Like, really. Not even necessarily in like the, oh, he's like schizophrenically unhinged way, but just like, just not there. Like, he's just like, I mean, it's like, he just isn't. Like, this idea that like, oh, he's, you know, somehow like got it is just fucking absurd. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Oh my, ugh. Like, how does anyone take this motherfucker seriously, dude?
Yes, why are you crying? The way he transitioned to crying, and like you could see he was trying to fight back tears. Holy shit! Okay. We'll watch the whole thing again, right? Because I keep pausing it. But watch that part again.
It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? How do you feel about that? All my
God is so
sacrifices
owned.
went unrewarded. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what it is at the bottom of the hell of things.
Why are you crying? Why are you crying? What the fuck? Why is it?
Oh my God.
That's funny, but
I don't
it's
care
just
about
so
being
weird.
mean. Fuck this guy.
Going on this incoherent point But for whatever reason,
is at the
in his
bottom of
mind,
the
he's like,
hail
"I'm
of
fucking
thieves
crushing
or
it." And this
thieves,
point is
thieves.
So profound.
Like, what did he even say there? He was like whimpering so much like a bitch. I couldn't even understand. It was like, it's at the hail of the bottom of thieves or thieves. I don't even know. Like thieves or something. It's like, yeah, Abel's your guy hung on. How about if I just go beat him to death out in the field? Yeah. Yeah. How do you like that, go? All my sacrifices have gone unrewarded. It's like the boy that hated game needs. Fight back, fight back, fight back, fight back. Fight it back, fight it back, fight it back, fight it back. He's just murmuring that to himself, just like, fight it back, don't. Not in front of the exquisite Andy. Oh my god, dude. What is up with this mentally unstable Kermit, dude? Like, I didn't realize that Kermit would be legitimately, like, fucking this unstable. Like, I thought he just is, like, some, pseudo-intellectual, like, fucking word salad maker, but honestly, especially now, like, he's just more legitimately, like, unstable. More so than just, like, a word salad producer. Like, his word salads are because he's just unhinged, not because he's just trying to make nonsensical or just stupid points sound sophisticated. Isn't doing so good since Miss Piggy left him. Well, yeah, because he's on the all-meat diet, so he ate Miss Piggy. Quite literally. Cannibalized her.
Tears. So I'm gonna make myself cry because of this point. Well, you know, when I think about God and Cain and Abel,
What the hell are we gonna do without men?
we should watch that, by the way. This is what the hell we're gonna do without men. Let me pull that up. Okay, listen, I promise you.
What the hell we're gonna do without
I'm
men?
not gonna pause it once. Okay, I will chop off my fingers if I press that pause button. But as I'm finding that, I will cue up the clip where he infamously says,
What the hell are we gonna do without men?
because I think that's honestly a banger as well. That's like
That's
his
a banger.
greatest hit. But oh my god.
What
the
are we
laugh
gonna
is
do
still-
without men?
Wanted to ask you about based on your knowledge, your background, your clinical experience.
God, I want to slap the fuck. Never mind. I just
What
want.
is the
I just want to slap. I want to slap his fucking face, silly.
psychology of this mob
Shut up.
violence? When I see it
Shut up.
I don't even recognize some of these. They seem animalistic, is what I mean.
Well, just put on your brown shirt and fucking get over
They're
with.
worse than animals.
They're worse than animals, because animals, they just kill to eat, you know?
They just
Human
killed
beings,
her.
They have a twist in them that makes them far worse than animals when they really get going. Well, I think, you really want to know what I think? I think it's revenge against God for the crime of being.
Oh, fuck
That's
you.
really what I think. It's Cain and Abel. It's like, oh, Abel's your guy, eh, God? How about if I take him out in the field and beat him to death? How do you feel about that? All my sacrifices went unrewarded. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is at the bottom of the hell of things.
Does that make me a bad person, but I find it funny that he's crying? I'm
Dude,
sorry.
even Zukov is groaning over it. He's like, shut that fucker up. Dude, he looks like the little biggest ball of cocoon I've ever seen him.
It is objectively funny that he's
Just beat
crying.
that
at
pussy.
because what he's saying doesn't make sense. And
Beat the
speaking of him
pussy.
crying, so I don't know what the context was for this, but he talks about toxic masculinity, and he starts breaking down into tears for some reason. But his crying here is fucking insane. I don't get why he cries so much. Like, I feel like I'm a good enough
Gravity, listen to
person to
that.
where
I mean, you'll get what when he wakes up.
should, in theory, feel bad at anyone crying, but when he cries, it makes me laugh because it's so absurd. He cries over the weirdest things.
Because he's not mentally or emotionally stable. Like, I mean, that's the main reason. Like, honestly, like, I feel like there's certain things that he said before, like, his coma and shit, that he wouldn't really, like, cry over, but now, because of it, like, he would. Like, I mean, he does it just so often now. I mean, he never really struck me as like the most emotionally stable person ever, but I mean, it's exceptionally so now.
And we got the impression they were all male fans, the ones that we talked to, and that they were struggling with their manhood, and that you give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary.
He's alright, like, just from the jump. He's about to
It's not okay. It's necessary.
burst out in
I'm about to burst into tears because it's so necessary.
shit.
What a fucking simpering
What the hell are we
puppy.
going to do without men?
What the hell we're
We're on
gonna
the
do
sea,
without
and so these
men?
buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up.
What are we gonna do without men? Who's gonna...
I mean, like, I love how he's trying to make that sound like some fucking, like, pro-worker shit, by the way. It's like, what, you don't think fucking women aren't capable of this shit either? Like, yeah, maybe some places, you know, we don't necessarily have enough men, you know, because what the hell? We don't have enough men. What are we gonna do without men? But, you know, hey, you know, it's like, well, hey, maybe there's some girls out there that are up for the task and shit. Like, you know, like what? Fucking women, you know, can't fucking, you know, potentially do some of these things either. Like, I mean, fuck, literally, like, at least half of the construction crew that's been working on this fucking road up here and shit for, like, for months now, like, half of them are fucking women, so it's like, and they still get the job done, still, it's like, whatever, who gives a fuck? Like, I mean, it's like, oh my god, oh no, the travesty. The dastard, just the audacity. What are we gonna do without men? They're not doing the construction. Where do they go? What is our society come to? It's like, oh my fucking god, bro.
Who's gonna unclog the toilet for me when I take a massive shit after eating all of this meat in my diet? What the hell are we gonna do without men?
Who the hell is gonna fix my sewer lines after I clog it up with my, like, carnivore shits?
Why are you crying? Why are you crying? That's so weird. I don't understand why you're crying at this already. Holy shit.
Power lines in the storms and the rain.
When I see them working with their bulging biceps and their hot uniforms with the cutoffs and their booty shorts,
On a very hot summer day in Louisiana, sometimes I like to go outside and watch them, you know, rebuild after a hurricane. And watch them, you know, take their shirt off because it happens to be a little sweaty. And sometimes I'll just, you know, just drive by, you know, you think, you know, because I'm such an outstanding person, I might help people, but no, I'm just there to just watch people work. I'm just there to watch all the men work, because it's so sweaty they have to wear either t-shirts or, you know, all that type of shit. Yeah, I saw something about that Walmart book. That's what's up.
I want to interview him. I have to know what's going on in his fucking mind.
I kind of want to too, honestly. Like, I mean, I know I literally would never get a chance, but like, oh my god, if Mike can actually somehow get fucking Jordan Peterson on, that'd be insane. What if like Crystal Kyle, like, what if they get Jordan on? Oh my god, that might be a gold mine. I might actually like start listening to that podcast more often if that ends up being the case. Like, holy shit. Have they done it actually? I feel like they might have once. No. Have they? I don't know. I don't think so.
Works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally.
So the women too.
And the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, who are among the most
the social justice bent? Oh my god.
protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced.
What?
They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a
I'm kind of, some can say I'm part of the SJW bent, but I am definitely not a fucking privilege, let me just tell you that. I just hate it when people want to like wreak that on me a little bit. It's just like, huh? I mean, I guess just because of the you know, of the whiteness aspect of things, but I mean, Not that much. I mean, I guess, you know, on some things, like, cops don't fuck with me that much, I guess, and other shit. But, like, because, you know, of a lot of the aspects of poverty and the discrimination that comes with that, I mean, you know, that still kind of comes in and shit. And even then, there's, you know, because of that, cops will, you know, every now and then mess around with me and fuck with me and shit. I mean, I guess that's kind of why I dress a little bit more, like, rugged country looking, because at least still looks like, oh, he's just kind of a rugged country looking boy. Yeah, so it's just like, makes it a little easier to just make him leave me alone, I guess. But I mean, it's just like, outside of those type of fucking factors and shit, like when it comes to, you know, my labor and my work, you know, when it comes to the economics, you know, the social economic conditions and everything else, it ain't there. Like, it really is only there for shit like cops. Like, basically, that's pretty much, like, where, like, my privilege comes in, is when I'm interacting with those fucks. And I don't like interacting with them anyway. So,
Solidly laboring working class men breaking themselves.
oh my god, shut the fuck up, Jordan Peterson. Oh my god. I hate it when these motherfuckers try to, like, you know, do this whole, like, oh, let me espouse, like, this whole, like, working class hero rhetoric and shit. Where it's like, oh, you know, these working class men. And it's like, what? Like, there ain't no fucking working class women. Like, there's been working class fucking women since, like, the early 19 fucking, like, even before then, like, in the 18 fucking hundreds and shit. And also, like, since fucking humanity, really. I mean, there's fucking labor songs, like, fucking Brendan Rosen's and shit. Like, not even that, but there's, like, just in this, like, little fucking Red Songbook alone, there's all sorts of different, like, fucking labor songs that are more tinged, you know, to, you know, the part of the, working, like, the, like, women working class. Instead of just, like, working class men, but, you know, it also goes into, you know, working class women, too. And also, it interjects, you know, with both, and, you know, and with, folks of any and all stripes, because it's a massive, inclusive, and intersectional fucking idea. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his own brow? No, said the man in Washington. It belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican. It belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone.
Regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works. And so a little gratitude for that is in order. And
Okay.
it's very useful.
Why not just have gratitude for the working class abroad and in general, men, women alike?
Not just men, that they have.
I just have to point out that he's trying so hard to keep it together, and really, the second this camera cuts like that, the tears are streaming down his face. I just don't know that I've ever seen an adult who talks about, like, masculinity and stuff cry this much. And I feel like it's almost toxic masculinity for me to make fun of them for crying, but I'm sorry.
Who cares?
I don't care.
Like, honestly.
This dude is...
Yeah, he said it. He doesn't care either.
Cares. What's with the waterworks? And I think that he's not faking it. I don't think that he's being insincere. I think he's actually...
He's just emotionally unstable.
That in his brain, he's saying something so profound that it's moving him to tears.
It really isn't. It's legit dead ass, you know, just fucking his emotional instability. Like, maybe, you know, like, a couple years ago, you know, like 2017, you know, like the 2015, 16, 17, you know, like, as soon as, like, Jordan Peterson got big with that, like, what, the C-19 bill or whatever the fuck it was. Like, I mean, when he got big, you know, for fucking having a little hoopla spat over that, you know, even though it was basically like, you know, you know, I forgot what it was about, really. I mean, that's not really the point. But, like, I mean, like, he, you know, he got big off of that, you know, and ever since then it was like, what, like 16, 17, 18, 19-ish. Like, you know, maybe it was because he was saying some profound shit, but ever since and after that coma, like, it's just literally due to instability. Like, I mean, he's just, I mean, even then, like, before the coma, like, he was slowly drifting into that shit, because he did that because he was addicted to fucking depression medication. He was addicted to those benzos, dude, so it's just like, yeah, I mean, you know, after a certain point, it, you know, it only... it's like you can only excuse it so much before it's just like, you know, like, hey, fucking, you know, there might be some legit instability about that shit. And oh my god, there's still Will Smith shit. Where was that? Right here. Mel Gibson walks off of Fox News. Jesus Christ. I actually kind of want to see that a little bit, I'm not even gonna lie. But Jesus Christ, there's still talk about it. That slap is still ricocheting around the world. I think the shockwave of that slap has circled around the world more times than the fucking Star Obama's shockwave.
Warranted, right? Men crying is perfectly normal. We're human beings. We all cry. We eat shit and sleep. Nothing to be ashamed about. But, like, I don't know why you're crying here. It seems like not the appropriate situation to cry in. I'm so confused by Jordan Peterson.
An important role to play, a necessary role, and that if they act properly and honestly and forthrightly, that
what does that mean?
Put their lives together and they can help their families and they can make their communities better, and that's not toxic masculinity. That appalling phrase. It's what keeps the world going.
That appalling phrase.
Round. If we had any sense, we'd understand that instead of doing everything at every possible moment to label what we have in the West as...
Wait, who, like, which audio is that fucking, like, sirens coming from? Is that Jordan Peterson's audio?
Oppressive and patriarchal and fundamentally predicated on power.
Why? I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever realized there's an ambulance in the background. It just adds to the ambiance.
It is a...
insane propositions.
No, he is about to cry.
Holy shit, what a psycho, dude.
Wait.
Like...
Little banger. Yeah. Outro banger.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. I love it. But yes, I mean, at this point, it just seems like every time Jordan Peterson utters words, he's about to cry. Like, it really is. I actually kind of, I want to see something about that. Like, wait, why did I see conservative things? What's going on there? Meltdown, wait, what the fuck? There's no way I watched this yet. I don't remember that. Yeah. Thought so. Including gay characters in movie. Wait. Haven't they had gay characters in the past? Like, what's with, Oh, wait. Hold on, am I thinking of the right movie? Is Peter Pan fucking, a Disney film? Because if so, I'm blanking on his first name, but like the first mate to the captain and shit, like low-key though, gay vibes. Gaydar, like going off, like he definitely wants his pussy slain by the captain, bro. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm forgetting his name right off the top of my head. Smeege, I think. Smeege?
I wanted to talk about the Disneyland issue. I've been seeing a lot of hogs squealing about Disneyland, or not Disneyland in particular.
Environment of Fear?
Specifically.
What?
I don't really know what they're mad about.
Woke?
At first, I thought
that
they were mad because they came out against the Don't Say Gay bill because the left was calling out their contributions to right-wing politicians in Florida who actually supported the Don't Say Gay bill. I genuinely am confused, but now it seems like their outrage with Disney has grown. And now there's claims, or allegations I should say, that Disney wants to indoctrinate your children. And there was, we'll be charitable and call it an informative clip from Megyn Kelly, who breaks down the situation. And I say it's informative not because we learn anything from her, because you never learn anything from Megyn Kelly, but it's informative in the sense that we kind of gauge what they're so mad about. And of course, it's about nothing, but let's listen to what she has to say and why we should be very, very mad at Disney.
Oh, God.
Chris Rufo, the one and only guy.
Now we're about to start, making our perfect, Thanksgiving dish for today. first we're gonna need to, get the base, for the turkey getting going, for the broth. So, dude, I felt like that intro right here, like this fucking intro makes me feel like it's a cooking show. The Megyn Kelly cooking show.
Chris Rufo, the one and only God, he's been invaluable.
This is really mean, but that is the worst introduction to any YouTube video series ever. I guess this isn't technically a YouTube show, but I hate that intro. Totally neither here nor there, but I have
It feels like literally like some sort of like 30, like, it feels like one of those like 30-minute infomercial like intros to like some food product or something. It just does. Like the Megyn Kelly food product, show and just, or whatever the fuck. I don't even know.
He got a hold of some absolutely insane comments from Disney's top executives in an internal meeting. And take a listen to one of them. This is Carrie Burke, who is the president of Disney.
Okay, so these comments are supposed to be insane. So how insane will these comments be? Spoiler alert, not very insane. And now that I'm critiquing the aesthetics of the show, I've got to say, doesn't this M for Megan, doesn't that look like the M in Super Mario Sunshine? I don't know. The aesthetics of this show are completely fucked up. But nonetheless, take it away.
I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually. One transgender child. And one pansexual child.
Oh my God, the depravity! You're nothing but a degenerate.
And also as a leader, one of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what? That can't be true. And I realized.
Does Disney have any leads in their content? I feel like I can't think of a single movie with a gay character. I don't know. Either way, for her to be shocked by that, I feel like it's not that shocking, but the fact that she has LGBTQ plus children is encouraging, because I'm assuming that in this, influential position that she's in, she'd want to make the world a better place for them. So, I hope that she responds and actually does have more representation for LGBTQ plus people, but I'll shut up and let her finish.
It actually is true, and I hope this is a moment where, the 50% of the tears. Sorry.
The Obi-Wan show is the only Disney thing I care about right now. Kenobi.
We just don't allow each other.
What about The Mandalorian?
That's it?
What about that, bro?
So Megyn Kelly said that this was insane. What she said was, I have LGBTQ plus children, and
honestly, like, I just kind of like let that play, because honestly, like, there was literally nothing to freak out about. Like, it's like, oh, so you have a lady who's just like, hey, maybe we can start, trying to include some more LGBT leads, because, hey, I have LGBT children and blah, 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 and all that. And it's just like, okay. It's like, what literally is wrong with anything that she was, discussing there, you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Queer leads. Okay, that's insane, because why?
Yeah, literally why?
I don't understand, but I'm sure that Megyn Kelly is going to explain to us why it's so insane that the mom of queer kids would care about LGBTQ plus representation.
Yeah, so Disney and she have apparently made clear that they are going to be putting as many, the acronym they use now is so long, LGBTQIA Two-Spirit goes on and on and on, all these.
So wait, what? TQAI play TT Apalato Two-Spirit, Napachi, blah, 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 blah. It's like, what was that even? Like, she didn't even, like, give a fuck to even try, like, at all. And also, what's with the weird, like, third, like, two-spirit gender Native American thing you threw in there? Like, what was that, like, a little, like, oh, yeah, these weird, these weird, like, Native things that people do sometimes, like that two-spirit stuff, well, they're just playing fantasy and stuff. Unlike me, with my Jesus and my Lord, praise the Lord, Like, oh my God, what a fucking bitch.
In as many Disney movies as possible. They want these characters to become ubiquitous in Disney movies.
Now, why would that be a bad thing?
Like, honestly, it's not, like, to me, as far as I'm concerned, it's not really, like, a bad or really inherently a good thing. It's just a thing. It's like, okay, cool, all right. Yeah, that's pretty much my reaction when I hear that. It's like, yeah, we're going to have some actors, that are going to be more, like, more, part of the LGBT and shit, which is like, alright. I mean, there's definitely a lot of actors that are part of the LGBT and a lot of up-and-coming actors that are part of that, so, alright, cool. So what? Alright. It's like, just thumbs up, okay. So, like, I mean, knowing Disney and shit, like, should I be like, yay, woo, good job? Like, no, I'm not gonna be fucking, outright celebratory. It's Disney. Like, they're fucking corrupt, absolute garbage, and they don't necessarily treat their fucking workers fair at all. I mean, they're actors, they do, but no one else below that, really. Well, outside of, a few others. But, like, when it comes to, the people that actually work at their parks, or, like, the writers, or the fucking editors and shit, they don't give a shit about them. They just want to make sure they just get their job done. But it's just, like, I mean, I'm not going to be, like, overtly celebratory to it. It's like, alright, cool. I mean, it's like, that's legit, fairly nice thing, but whatever. I mean, overall, it's pretty neutral. I mean, considering that they were literally giving fucking money to a bunch of anti-gay Republican shitbags, like, yeah, like, am I really supposed to see a celebratory? Like, it pretty much is a way for them to, like, try to neutral the fucking shit thing that they're doing. It's trying to, like, obfuscate and hide the fact that they're, funneling money to anti-LGBT fucking politicians and shit. So, really fuck them anyway. It's more good for the actors, they're able to at least, get their name out there more. But outside of that... it's like, it really ain't much else, when it comes to that. It's just good because, yeah, there's more actors that are going to be able to get some more recognition, some more, their name out there a little more and stuff. So, I mean, that's good at least.
Because dipshits like Megyn Kelly think that if kids know that gay people and trans people exist, then they're going to see that and think, wow, that looks so cool. I'm going to try it. Now, just speaking from my personal experience as
I was going to clean my room, but then I got high.
Sexuality thrown in my face in every single television show and movie that I watch. Not once did I think, that's tempting. I want to try that. I want to try heterosexuality. Not once. So for whatever reason, they don't think that they chose their sexuality, but they think that gay people can choose their sexuality, right? They haven't, they didn't choose their gender identity, but they think that trans people just flippantly choose to be trans. It's so bizarre to me. And that's the only reason why you'd be against it.
Deadass, there's probably literally like 2 people in the world that ever decide to just choose to probably be trans. And yes, I literally mean like 2 people ever in the world. Like, who they are, who knows, and who gives a fuck. It's so few in comparison to people who are legitimately actually fucking trans that it doesn't fucking matter. It's like, if somehow, by weird sheer happenstance, there is somebody out there that just like, yeah, I just want to be trans. Yeah, am I actually trans? Nah, I just want to. Like, I mean, if there's just somebody out there that just happenstances like that, I mean, what fucking harm is it truly, to the trans people who are legitimately trans, or to the people who aren't trans and are just whatever? They're the person doing it to themselves at the end of the day. I mean, so it's like, what the fuck? Oh, like, because there might be some, like, predatory grooming or fucking, like, our bathrooms or something. Well, like the same shit they say for, gay people back in the 90s and for trans people today. And gay people too. Like, I mean, it's like, give me a fucking break. Like, it's so irrelevant. The idea that there's like, oh, hey, you could just choose, to be this way or not. It's like, even if there's like, maybe the 1 or 2 people that just decides to, be gay for a day or something like that. Gay for a day. Or, be like, trans for some reason, even though they're not trans, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna transition. I'm not trans, I don't really feel dysphoria, but I just want to try it because whatever, why not? Like, I mean, all right, how about it, Haas? I mean, and honestly, it's like, realistically, they don't exist. Like, no one just on a whim decides to just like, go through a transition or just be, well, I mean, I guess there are bi-curious people that might, think about it, try it, and realize they don't like it, and then, be straight again. Like, maybe, like, there's at least probably a little more likelihood for that, because bi-curiosity is a thing, or at least, being gay-curious or whatever, but, it's like, hey, if you try it and you realize it ain't it, so, I don't know, it's like, there's it's that can only really truly go so fucking far, and even then, there's not really that many people who are just like, I don't know, let me try it. Oh, I don't really like it as much as I thought, or I don't really like it at all. Like, usually, if you're curious about trying it, then it's like, yeah, you're probably into it. I'm gay curious as fuck. I mean, if you're bi as fuck and you jerk off to dick as much as pussy, I think you're fucking bi. Like, cause, I mean, I do the same, like, that's why I know for a fact, yeah, I'm bi. Yeah, it's like, yep, I can look at, you know, the female body as much as the male body, whether it's trans or not, by the way. Or, you know, a combination of the two, even. And I'll be like, that's good with me. You know, it's like, let's get to business. You know, and so it's like, it's whatever. To me, it don't matter. Like, basically, like, I've always said it, but my thought process is, like, my only concern, basically, just goes as far as, like, what am I working with that night, you know? Like, if there happens to be, like, oh, hey, you know, we might have a little thing going on. It's like, okay, what am I working with down there? And that's pretty much about as far as it goes. It's like, you know, it's like, we've got, you know, some dick going on, I got a little poontang going on, got both going on, you know, a little, you know, best both worlds going on down there, or, you know, what's going on, you know? Once I figure that out, it's like, alright, showtime. Used to be really transphobic. I mean, I kind of used to be too a little bit, but, I mean, maybe not, like, overtly. Mostly just because I didn't know anything about it, so when I first was hearing about it, I was just kind of turned off to it, because it was around kind of the SJW phase and shit when I was first hearing about it, so I never really got it or understood it. And also, there were a few kids in high school who were just legit, just using it as some phase, because I knew a girl who literally, you know, be like, I'm gender fluid, but would be like, you know, oh, I'm actually a boy right now, he, him right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like, 2 minutes later, it would be like, I'm actually she, her right now. And then, like, 30 minutes later, it'll just go back and forth, just depending on her mood. And it's like, I don't think that's what gender fluid shit is. Especially back then, it was just like, fuck no. I just thought it was absurd. I mean, gender fluidness is, like, an actual, you know, like, thing, but not like that. So there's definitely, you know, yeah, like, especially, like, during high school, then shortly after that, you know, kind of getting into politics and stuff like that, around that SJW phase as well and shit. At least initially, early on, didn't necessarily play much favors. Had to meet an actual trans person to get educated on it. Yep, it's pretty much the same here. Like, it actually took, you know, meeting some trans people or, you know, and non-binary people to actually kind of get it a little more. And I've told my stories about that before.
You hate gay people, and you don't want them to be seen. You want to hide them away from society because you think they're a danger to children. So, whatever the, you know, implication is, whatever her reasoning is here, Megyn Kelly is basically coming out and saying, I'm a fucking bigot, and I'm a huge piece of shit. And it's shocking because she actually has a gay friend, and we'll talk about him in a second here. His name is David Rubin. So you think that she would want LGBTQ plus acceptance, and, you know, just casually putting in queer characters into television shows, that helps to normalize it. So you think that she'd be all for this. It's harmless, but yet she's saying, no, this is bad.
And I think that is totally unnecessary and out of line. I don't want you to work out your wokeism on my kid. Okay? Do a movie that...
What does the wokeism even mean? Teaching your kid that gay people exist? Don't you think that they're going to find out eventually? And perhaps if they find out, maybe they learn it through a Disney movie. That, oh, okay, that gay character, the little girl in this movie with two mommies is just like me. I have a mommy and daddy. She has a mommy and a mommy, but we're kind of the same. I guess what I'm trying to say is...
It's too hard. It's too hard to comprehend. I can't wrap my brain around it. The LGBT is nothing but sexual deviancy. There ain't nothing, you know, normal about it like it is with me, with my relationship with my wife, with my husband. Oh, my husband. It ain't the same, you know, when I, you know, was with me and my husband, I tell you what. I should do that high pitch if I'm going to do the female redneck version. Now, let me just tell you what, Shug. Now, you know, I'll tell you what, like, you know, that ain't just normal. That ain't right. When you got, you know, a bunch of, you know, weird, you know, going queer, you know, saying, you know, mama and mama, like, that ain't right. It ain't the same thing as sexual deviancy, I tell you what. got a few little more like effeminate, like sassy, flair to it. But I got to work on the female version of that. But I can hone it down a little bit.
Be against this unless you are quite literally homophobic.
Tolerance, kindness, support for your fellow human beings. Don't shut.
Which is what you are not doing.
Two-spirit people, which by the way is not a thing, and
yes, it literally is. Oh my god, you fucking ignoramus. Like, it literally is. Like, go read up about some, like, different Native American cultures, you fucking dumb white bitch. Like, oh my god, like, Jesus. I mean, seriously, like, oh, two-spirit, it's, by the way, not a thing. It's like, literally, it is. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like not every fucking like native tribe or like or different fragments of the North American like Native American culture had these type of ideas, but there were a lot of them that had different like third or fourth gender type of like ideas like two-spirit and shit. Like, yeah, they literally did exist. Like, oh my god. What a way to just try to wipe away a Native American history right there, you fucking colonial bitch. I feel like that's actually meritable to call her that, at least right now.
You know what
she is like a literal, like, white colonial bitch. Like, literally, in this case. Like, you literally are trying to, like, wipe away fucking, like, some native shit there. Like, are you serious? You don't think I ain't gonna recognize that? Like, you can? Twin Flames is something my sister was fascinated with. Yeah, I think that's another version of, like, these multi-genders in some of these native cultures. It's like, they literally did exist. Like, Two-Spirit, Twin Flames, like, these different things. Like, depending on the tribe and, in the region, they had different names, for what they were, but nonetheless, they're still, it's like, oh my god. And all it does is just, taking a basic little glance-area look and just, the different, Native American tribes. Like, I'm not, like, heavily, researched in, Native American culture and lore and shit, but it's just, taking some glance-area looks, to just figure that shit out. It's not that fucking hard. It's called Google, and Wikipedia even. It's like, Jesus. It's not that hard to fucking find. Like, it really isn't, honestly. Especially with the internet. But even then, I mean, it's just like, I even have at least, like, 1 or 2 books, about, different Native American culture and history and stuff, and it mentions it there, too. It's like, I wonder why, because it existed.
So you're bi, I guess. Well, that's not a thing. That's already a thing. They already have a letter. I'm sorry.
What? No, wait. What? What was that incoherent babble? I think she just decided to go incoherent babble mode. Like, what? Like, it's already a thing. It's called bi. There's already a letter in that alphabet. It's like, those are 2 different things, you stupid dipshit. Oh my god.
She just wanted attention. It's a new thing. Remember the Willow Smith one? And she was like, I'm this thing that means I only want to have sex with people I care about. Well, you mean normal? That's normal.
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, I'm like half tempted to eject. I don't even know if I can handle this. Holy god. I don't know, man. Oh man. Okay.
It's good to know. We owe a debt of gratitude to Carrie Burke for being so explicit about their plans, and to certainly Chris Rufo for letting.
What plans? What plans are?
Don't put a Disney movie on in front of your kid before you fully come to understand what it's going to be.
You can't have that indoctrinatory agenda on the fucking goddamn screen in front of your child. You have to have the Bible. You need the Bible in there. You need to have our indoctrinatory beliefs in there. You need to have some faux news and some Bible. You need to get some Bible in there. It's like, oh god, dude.
Going to be starring in the agenda they're pushing. They're no longer the Disney of yesterday.
What? Oh my god.
She ends with the Mario Sunshine M. This is the Mario Sunshine logo. So Christopher Rufo with this bombshell story that Disney wants more LGBTQ plus representation.
Oh my god, there's another one. No.
That's a good thing. Again, it's only bad if you hate gay people and think that they are inferior to heterosexual or non-queer people. But, what's weird is that, as I stated, Megyn Kelly, she has a gay friend, Dave Rubin, and when Dave Rubin announced that he and his husband were having kids, she squealed on Twitter. She cheered it on. She said it was great. She congratulated him. But what exactly does Gay Rubin have to say about all this? Because I'm sure that he's hurt that his friend here is against gay people to the point where she thinks that...
Okay, I really don't know if I can handle this. I really don't know. Oh, God.
LGBTQ plus representation in movies. Well, Dave Rubin is actually siding with her.
Oh, my God. Oh, thank God it's just a Twitter. Oh, my God. Thank God it's just a fucking tweet. Oh, my God. Oh, thank goodness. I don't know if I was going to be able to handle a video. Oh my God, I'm actually a little relieved with that. Just cancel Disney Plus. The only way to defeat these people is to stop playing along with... Oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? Bruh, so you don't want you or your fucking, like, kids... Well, I guess not necessarily kids, but you, like, I mean, well, maybe. I mean, it's like you don't want, like, you represent... Oh my God, you fucking ignoramus. And this is why I literally do not feel bad for Dave Rubin, and I think it's okay to just fucking... just mock his ass, like, seriously. Like, I mean, it's like, what? Like, oh, like, you literally just sit there and fucking take it like a goddamn doormat. Like, half of the audience literally hates you for being fucking gay. They think that you were only, a good one when you weren't, like, trying to steal children from a mother or something like that. Or whatever weird gobbledygook they're fucking spewing. I mean, and even then, a good chunk of them still hated you anyway because you weren't being obedient gay and fucking, being in a relationship with your husband. So it's like some of them didn't even want that. But yeah, it would still watch you in hopes that maybe you would slowly change a little further. You got the Christian part down, you got, some of the other stuff down, but, oh, you're still a dastard, dirty little gay. Ugh. It's like, I mean, But yeah, you just take it like a fucking doormat. It's like, now I'm supposed to feel bad for your ass when you keep grifting slowly but surely further down that, path more so? Like, get fucked, buddy.
Canceled his Disney Plus subscription because of this. I kid you not. Dave Rubin is a homosexual. Okay? Just cancel Disney Plus. The only way to defeat these people is to stop playing along with them. Had it for when our nieces and nephews are here. Wait a second. Hang on, Dave. You have your nieces and nephews at your house, but aren't they learning that you're married to a man? See what I do to make sure that we're not introducing kids.
I mean, it's just like, doesn't that seem a little confusing to the nieces and nephews there, too? It's like, hey, you're a gay, man and in a relationship. I mean, wouldn't you want yourself, like, like, wouldn't you want to see yourself a little bit, like, kind of on the movie screen a little bit, kind of like everybody else does when they watch a movie, in a sense? Like, wouldn't you want that? I mean, nope, I guess not, because I gotta, make sure I get more money out of my fucking, homophobic, bigoted-ass, fan base and shit that still hates me. Just hate watches me and gives me a bunch of fucking money, to, just basically... like, just see, simper up and just roll around and all that fucking hatred. I just feel bad for myself. It's like, oh my God, what a fucking pathetic little shit. What a pathetic turd.
Potentially grooming them is whenever my nieces and nephews come over, I put a garbage bag over my husband, and I just stand him in the corner, so that way they don't know that he exists. That's the only way to play it safe. But apparently Dave Rubin is exposing his nieces and nephews to his gay, quote, lifestyle in the same way that Disney wants to expose children to homosexuality.
But just stuff your husband in a garbage bag and just hide him in the corner.
Because of it. And he shows here, we're sorry to see you go. Your Disney Plus subscription has been canceled. Okay, thanks, bye. Folks, he is owning them so hard. I bet that Disney's like, God, we lost Dave Rubin. We fucking lost him.
We lost him. No.
He's still in recovery mode from taking in so many high-level important ideas.
Oh, that was a lovely edit. Oh, yes.
Is by being...
Oh, can we see that again? That was a perfect edit.
In so many high-level important ideas.
We need to get Dave Rubin back. Maybe the way that we get this gay man back is by being homophobic. Fund more anti-gay politicians.
Oh my God, that edit was great.
legislate against his lifestyle, so that way we get his approval. It's so ridiculous to think that this is a gay conservative and he has to pretend to be outraged that Disney is simply going to put more LGBTQ plus representation, and I'll believe it.
Watch him fucking like resubscribe to fucking Disney Crust, Disney Plus, like in a couple weeks, like literally within like a few weeks. And by the way, just because it's canceled, I think he still has the rest of the month. So it's April, right? So yeah, he's probably got until the end of April to have it. So he's still probably watching some shit. It's like, I mean, he's still paid for the month. I mean, I guess it depends when this tweet was released. When was it?
They're fucking.
Hold on. Let me see.
That Disney is simply.
Maybe I can read it.
Conservative, and he has to pretend to be.
Fucking son of a bitch. Okay. Let's see here. It just says hours ago. God damn it.
Think that this
Boo.
is a gay conservative, and he has to pretend to be outraged that Disney is simply going to put more LGBTQ plus representation, and I'll believe it when I see it, to be clear. But it's just, they're fucking beyond parody. Now, of course, we have Ben Shabibo chiming in, saying, so Disney's business plan is now radical activists are greater than parents. Let's see how well it works out for them, because you're caving...
Radical activists over parents? So LGBTQ plus parents don't exist? They're just radical activists? The things I could do to Ben Shapiro that are literally like not able to be described here right now are immense. I just want to put that out there right about now.
If you simply let kids know that gay people exist, and here's like a side character who's gay, that's caving to radical activists. See, the reason why Ben Shapiro came to this conclusion is because that's tantamount to brainwashing. So, Ben Shapiro would never want to brainwash children, right? Oh, wait, except he's doing his own counter-brainwashing. Ben Shapiro announces Daily Wire will create kids' content to compete with woke Disney. It's...
The things it would do to you are too. Jesus Christ. Oh my lord. Ben Shapiro announced Daily Wire will create kids' content. Oh yeah, he's already been doing that. Ugh, gross. Fucking Ben. I mean, it's not even just that, but also he's like a fucking mega Zionist fucking shitbag that is just like, oh, yeah. Let me just, put in my big brain ideas and just say that, bombing Palestinian babies is totally okay. Assassinating, Palestinians with snipers on hills, at the border is totally okay. Bulldozing their homes, totally fine. And if you say otherwise, you're anti-Semite. Yes, I'm Shapiro. I mean, it's like the motherfucker is, like an absolute fucking indoctrinatory propagandist piece of garbage himself and a fascist shitbag. Like a fascistic Zionist outright. So, I mean, like anything that's against those type of fucking ideas and, progressive LGBTQ ideas and culture and norms and shit overall are fundamentally against that type of shit. So, you gotta be against it. Gotta crack down against that type of shit. It undermines my propaganda.
Exist. That's woke. So he is doing his own thing. Ben Shapiro announced that his company, the Daily Wire, will now create kids' content in order to provide alternatives for parents fed up with woke Disney. America's biggest corporations are being held hostage by the woke because they are cowards, he said on Thursday's episode of the...
By the woke?
Ben Shapiro show.
What, is woke become an acronym now?
They are absolute cowards. So what he's gonna do, because indoctrination is bad, is indoctrinate children.
Oh God! I wasn't ready for that. Ah! Fuck! Whoa, that was like ingrained in my head. Jesus, he actually looked like a fucking demon. Oh my God. I actually am like, I wasn't ready for that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Other individuals chiming in.
Oh god, no!
Charlie Kirk here.
This is getting bad. Okay.
Talking a lot about gay issues lately. So this is from Jason Campbell. Charlie Kirk claims Disney is trying to make your children gay. See, because it works that way. You can actually make a child gay just by letting them know that gay people exist. See, for me, it didn't work because my parents, they repeatedly showed me heterosexuality. They had a loving relationship throughout all of my life. They showed me movies and television shows with straight people. So they tried to make me straight, but it didn't work for me. But apparently, it works the opposite way, where you can turn kids gay. So let's.
You can turn them gay.
Why else would you, expose them to two dudes or women kissing in a Disney film? So let's hear what he has to say.
You know, today I found out I was a bisexual degenerate son of a bitch. Is when I saw SpongeBob in that French maid outfit on that one episode. It's just like, I swear to God, they probably do think like there's probably like it's just secret gay agenda in like most, and if not like all of entertainment in some way, shape, or form. Like, I swear to God. I mean, like, I'm not even fucking kidding. I mean, it's like they probably really dead ass fucking do. Like, I mean, there are people that, think like they're, especially like the, extra extremes where there's like fucking crazy conspiratorial fucking like, oh, like every actor is trans, secretly or something like that, and they have like a secret identity or some shit or blah blah blah. Like, I mean, there's just like some weird quackadoodle shit. But I mean, it's like, I think honestly the most common one that it really is, one of the more absurd ones is this whole like, oh, the gay agenda, that. It's like, what, because, gay people and trans people and the LGBT broad, is being more normalized and accepted throughout society, suddenly it's just like, uh-oh, it's indoctrination. So it's just it's just same shit, different fucking day. Like, I mean, it's like, it's the same fucking thing that happened, with the gay panic and shit from the 80s and 90s with the AIDS, like, scare and all this shit. Like, I mean, it's just like, it's been like a very historical thing, for a while. There's like, fucking Stonewall and Folsom as well. Like, there's all these different fucking, historical things that have happened and shit, because of, this type of like fear mongering and bigotry against the LGBT. So it's just like, give me a fucking break. It's like, just like, let it just die in the fucking dirt, like where it belongs. Like, give me a break.
Resorting back to it, but Christopher Caldwell really depicted the danger of having out of control liberation movements that are not anchored in legitimate grievance.
What does that even mean, bro? Like, you fucking know a goddamn thing about any goddamn liberation movement, you bitch. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, I can guarantee you, this guy does not know a fuck about, like, anything about queer liberation, workers' liberation, or, or any of the shit. Like, he don't know or give a fuck about any of it. Like, give me a break. Oh, like, you're one to talk about, like, these things not being, like, put in, with general grievance or some shit. Like, good lord. Like, you're one to fucking talk, you little tiny-faced little shrimp. Like, I swear to God, like, every time I see you, your face does look like it gets smaller on your head.
Age of Entitlement warned us that the trajectory that we are on is the very groups that allegedly want liberation will soon become the tyrants themselves.
Oh my God.
In fact, it will happen almost immediately, almost overnight.
And they're tyrannical because, what? We want equal rights, equal representation. We just don't want you to treat us like shit. That's tyranny, according to this drama queen.
That once the groups are formed, it's not like all of a sudden the ACLU and the LGBT groups like disassemble, like, oh, we got gay marriage done, now we can just put our paperwork away. No, it's an entire cottage industry of outrage.
You could just stop fucking with gay people. Like, I'm sure that all...
I mean, no, for real, though. It's like, it's a cottage industry. It's like, no, it ain't. It's literally just like, yeah, gay marriage, sweet. Now, let's try to make sure that, like, there's more normalization of, the LGBTQ and shit. Like, let's have, like, more expansion for healthcare services and more expansion, to services for adoption and shit like that. It's like, ugh. Motherfuck, dude. These goddamn Republicans, dude. Oh, about me. Maybe I don't wanna. That's all good. Yeah, dude, I've been eyeballing the time. There was no way in hell I was gonna finish the rest of it. I just kinda want to see what Charlie Kirk had to say at least. And oh my god, dude. Man, these motherfuckers, they all have at least, like, some slightly different way of saying the same shit, though. It's like, motherfuck. And all just refers to the same bigoted-ass scaremongering. We're all a bunch of little snowflake bitches. It's so weird how, like, the fucking shoe is, like, gone on the other foot when it comes to, you know, who's the triggered snowflakes these days. I love it. Anyway. I'll be back later tonight, though. We'll keep this fun going, of course. So, peace out.